In this video, we're going to talk about how to parent objects and why you would do that and why it's useful. Sometimes you're creating a compound or a complex object that's actually made of multiple different objects. A simple example might be a tree where the trunk and the leaves are different objects. And it's a little frustrating if you want to move that around. You have to select all the objects and then move them all together. And parenting can be a great way to get around that. So the way parenting works is we're going to select multiple objects, and the last object is going to become the parent object. And I think this will make more sense as we show how this works. So I've got the one cube selected, and then I'm going to hold Shift and select the other object. Now you can notice that when I do this, the first object or the first objects that I selected will have an orange outline or a different colored outline from the most recent object. If I then want to parent these objects, I can press Control P, and I get this option here to set parent to. And in general, I like to do the object and keep transform. What that's going to do is we're going to set the parent to this most recently selected object, and the transform or the location, rotation, and scale are all going to stay the same. Now, when I do that, I can move this second object independently. This second object is called the child. It's the child to the parent. You can also notice, might be a little hard to see, you can see that there's a dash black line indicating the child-parent relationship. I can still move this one independently, but if I come over here and I move my parent, they're going to move together. And that's going to work for all of the transformations. I can rotate this and they're going to rotate together. I can even scale them together and they will scale independently. And again, I can come back to this first one, scale it on its own, come back to the parent and scale them together like that. They're going to move around, they're going to transform together. Now, parenting is super useful and I use it all the time, but it's also not uncommon to want to unparent the object or to break that relationship. And to do that, we can click on the child object and then press Alt P, and we bring up this menu here to clear our parent. Typically, what I want to do is clear the parent and keep the transform, meaning that my location, rotation, and scale will stay the same. When we do that, our object moves independently, and if we click on the former parent, it no longer has the child following it. So there you go. Control P to parent and Alt P to unparent.